Previously on Drag Duel. The contestants were shocked by Calli's controversial elimination, and AliExpressgate came to a head. With the hardest challenge of the season looming over them, some contestants struggled to hold it together. In a Lady Gaga trivia side quest, HYDRA, Susan, and Glass won their heat and competed in the final round, and with over 700 audience votes, Susan was declared the winner. The contestants showed off their skills in the very impressive art pop music videos and recreated their favorite art pop looks on the runway. CHRISTI claimed a well-deserved win for her fashion music video, while Glass and Shanidza were declared the bottom two. Before they could compete in their drag duel to the death, Glass decided to leave the competition for personal reasons. Therefore, Shanidza remained in the competition, and the whole cast got to lip sync in a drag duel to have some fun.
My name is ZELDAVOX.
My name is BUCY.
I'm Derek.
And welcome to Drag Duel, your new favorite online drag competition.
The winner of Drag Duel gets a cash prize of $2,500, courtesy of the Drag Detective. Also, a $75 lash package, courtesy of Lash Corps.
If you would like to contribute to this season's Drag Duel prize package, email us at dragduelofficial@gmail.com.
Our drag warriors have survived their third battle, and with one contestant self-eliminating themselves, rest in peace, Glass, I hope hell treats you well. Now they move on to round 4.
This week, our contestants were asked to market themselves both to us, the judges, and to you, the audience.
The tides are shifting once again, so let's tune in with the warriors to see what they have been up to.
So sadly, Glass decided that a competition setting was not the right place for her, which I understand. I've been there. I've done that before where it's been like just too much and I've like been like, you know what, maybe I'm not here for the right reasons. So I get that completely. I'm sad because I know how talented she is and I know what she can bring to this competition and the kind of drag she does. I wish that maybe like I would have been there more for her in the sense of like messaging her, checking up on her, because I think that if she had more friends in the competition, it would have helped slightly more to like be like, you know what, like I can push myself to do this.
I get it. I 100% get it. I can't judge her at all. I feel the same thoughts. I don't act upon them because I signed a contract and there's expectations that I personally would not want to let down. I would rather be eliminated and go out like a proper loser, but I get it. Y'all watching at home, this is a lot. It's a lot of attention, a lot of expectations, and we are holding each other to an unmeetable standard.
On one end, I think we were all very crushed because I think from the get-go, she was one of the people that everybody was the most excited about. She has a legacy, both in the competition she created and in competition she's been a part of. So to see her go so early, but also to see her go by her own volition, I think it's a little sad. So I think there was that. On the other hand, I do think that there's a lot of mixed feelings amongst the cast with regards to the idea of quitting.
I felt so proud of her for taking the steps that she needed to for her own like mental health in her own space, and realizing that like what she wanted to do was something different than what was needed for the competition.
I mean, like, obviously I felt sad because I actually really did enjoy Glass's presence in the competition, but at the same time it's kind of like, okay, like, you go do that.
To be honest, the competition is going to be a lot less attractive now because all tea, all shade, like, I'm a little bit in love with Glass. I think she's like the trade of the season. I think she's so hot. So, and I'm a whole ass lesbian, but I'm like, there's something about her that's just, Shanidza, I hope she is not listening to this, but.
I'm feeling very happy that I got saved, happy that I have an opportunity to stay. I'm really kind of dejected though, like I'm a bit dejected about the competition and like my place in the competition, and I feel like I never expected to be up for contention for going home so early, so it kind of like made me doubt my own self-worth as a drag artist a little bit. So it's been a bit rough, but I'm happy to be here still.
Seeing Shanita in the bottom, my heart was broken, like completely. I hate to see her down on herself, and she really took it hard to be in the bottom too, and really hate seeing her sort of get in her head and talk to herself like she's not good enough. Like being in the bottom two for that episode means that all of her drag is trash and she's like, you know, she can't stack up and everything, and it made me kind of like shitty at all the other competitors, and I know that was like unfair, and I hope that they don't hate me now, but I was kind of a dickhead in the group chat because I was upset for her and I was feeling defensive of her.
Tylenol was like here for me a lot and was always ready to like value me and like show me how much like I'm a great artist. Me personally, I'm a very competitive person. I've always been a very competitive person, and competition does not bring out good things in me. Competition makes me crazy. The queens in the scene recently were just talking about how Drag Race UK 6 auditions just went out, and they're like, Shanita, you should apply. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not. I can barely handle Drag Duel. I think competition is something that I need to work on being okay with. Putting myself up for judgment is not something that I've done very often in my life, so I think I need to be okay with receiving bad critiques, and I think I need to learn a bit more how to handle that.
It felt so good winning the Art Pop Ball. It was literally like, when I first got the list of all the challenges in the beginning of the season, this is one of the ones that I'm like, I'm a Lady Gaga stan, I'm a little monster. I literally have the Art Pop tattoo. I've mentioned it about 50,000 times. And I knew there was stiff competition, especially like with my sister Trisha. I knew she was gonna turn it because she's a Gaga stan just like I am. And I was like, okay, if we can at least do something and turn it out, I will be good. But to be able to win is just like, okay. Like, people have been like, quote unquote, scared of me in this competition, whatever. But like, now I feel like I'm actually cemented and I'm here. I have a place and y'all can't get rid of me at least as easy.
So last week was my first week in the top. Actually, it was my first place not in the bottom, so it was honestly a great thing. I did think I had the win, if I'm honest. Mainly because round 2, I was heavily critiqued on my bottom half not being very much, and Christy's bottom half was not very much this last week, so I thought I had it. And I was so happy with how it turned out, and I think that it was a great like thing to revamp my energy in this competition.
I felt a bit like, not to glass myself, but I felt a bit robbed in round 3. I thought I should have been in the top because like round 3 was my favorite thing that I've done in the competition, and it's been the least well received.
Okay, so I gotta be real with y'all. So the bottom placements, I like agree for the most part. I definitely, if it was me, would have put Rosa there personally. I think that her video definitely had the most effort, but was by far the most unwatchable. Like, no offense to her, I love my girl, but that was rough boots, and I am shocked she got through.
How Miss Gold was not in that damn bottom, I will never know, purely based on that video. Ooh, jump scare.
The cast were very split on my video. A lot of the cast said that mine was the worst of the week, and they were in the bottom and I wasn't, so sorry. I'm sorry my video wasn't, you know, the same standard ring light video that 7 of them did, and y'all said 3 of them should have won. But my video was unique. My video was in the spirit, in the heart, and in the soul of what Gaga does. I'm not saying mine was perfect. I know there were definitely things I could have done better, but I didn't have to lip sync like some people, so eat it.
After Calli's elimination and like the AliExpress gate, everyone has like calmed down a bit, and we're like all friends now and we all like each other. So I'm hoping some drama starts like this week or next week. I want someone to fight or something. I see Bobby and Christy fighting because like it's such a perfect moment for them to fight, because Bobby thinks Christy didn't deserve to even be in the top last week and like hates her. So I'm hoping for like a beef between them. or like anyone. I just want someone to fight. Like I'm fine with, like I can fight with anyone if someone wants to fight with me. I just want like a bit of drama now.
So as statistically still the worst, it's a little woo. Honestly, I'm just not gonna let what any of the other competitors think about me get in my head, because like I've said this whole time, I easily get in my head, so I just cannot overthink it. I just kind of have to go. Moving forward, it's just like going to be up and up and up, because I'm so excited for these next few challenges. I feel like the competitors don't see me much as competition, but that's just due to placements and stuff like that, and I understand. I mean, the first 2 weeks were not my strongest. I'm just excited to prove everyone wrong, to show that you can be low in the beginning and have a slow start, but you can also finish really strong and really powerful, because I have a lot to bring. I know I have a lot to bring. I think that coming up in these next few challenges is going to be the place where I get to shine, and some of the people who've been shining will not be shining because it's not their strong suits anymore.
Now it is time for this round's side quest, and this is a very fun one. So, it is commercial week, so we thought it would be a fun idea to have our contestants lip sync to some of their favorite, most iconic commercials. And because we have an international cast, we got some international commercials, which is pretty fucking fierce if you ask me. We asked that they keep it less than a minute and make it as goofy and stupid as they wanted. And knowing this cast, they succeeded. So without further ado, let's see what they cooked up.
For this week's side quest, we are doing lip syncs to nostalgic commercials. I decided to lip sync to Action Park. And if you know the story of Action Park, it was an amusement park where all the rides were self-controlled. And the reason they did this is so people couldn't sue. And you could imagine a lot of, like, you know, death, injuries, you know, lots of fun. But it was so, it was something that was so 90s. It was like, Action Park, it's the coolest thing ever.
Fill your summer with action. Twist, turn, and burn action. And when it's hot, we've got the coolest action around, where you can swing, slide, and dive into crisp mountain water. This summer, catch the action at Action Park. There's nothing in the world like it.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun, easy, and educational. Just soak your chia overnight. Then spread the seeds like this. Keep it watered and watch it grow.
Chia.
And before you know it, your chia pets and trees will be green and beautiful for everyone to enjoy. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, chia puppies, chia kittens, chia rams, chia bulls, and even beautiful chia trees to keep your pets company. Collect them all.
Chia. Nice chia pet.
Chia pets and trees are fun for all ages and make a great gift. Just ask for
Chia. Chia.
Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows. Chia Pets and Chia Trees are available at Woolco, Zellers, Kmart, and Eaton's. Makes a great gift for the holidays.
Take two.
You guys look fabulous. Oh, what a party. Oh my gosh.
The second time, I just took my time talking to Pegger. What, I felt fabulous. She's a drag queen. Okay. This is... okay. Lightweight makeup. Cut.
I'm working for an hourly wage. I went to high school, didn't do great. Still I gotta make more cash. More education is what I'm looking at. When I get a degree, I will make a bigger salary. So now I've got to see which college is right for me. I went on the internet and found Education Connection. I took some free tests to find out my direction. I'm taking my classes online, getting my degree on my own time. Education Connection matched me with the right college for free. Get connected for free.
I chose the Education Connection commercial because I think it's really iconic. And I'm also working for an hourly wage. I went to high school. I did not do great. So still I gotta make more cash.
In the lee of a picturesque ridge lies a small, unpretentious winery, one that pampers its fruit like its own babies. Hi, I'm Moira Rose, and if you love fruit wine as much as I do, then you'll appreciate the craftsmanship and quality of a local vintner who brings the muskmelon goodness to his oak Chardonnay and the dazzling peach Bat to his Riesling Rioja. Come taste the difference good fruit can make in your wine. You'll remember the experience, and you'll remember the name, Herb Ervlinger, Bert Herngheim, Irv Hermlinger, Bing Livehanger, Liveling, Bert Herkern, Bingo Lingfucker.
I just want to talk about this Haribo Starmix Sweeties. I like the hearts because they make me feel loved. And also I like the rings and the gold bears because it looks like it's a ring when they go swimming so they don't drown. And then look, you can make a big sandwich.
So, Sarah, what's going on here? Sarah? Sarah.
She won't answer you. Or she can't.
Why not?
This is the way it's been since she started smoking pot. She's all lazy and boring and... You know, we used to have so much fun together.
And now?
This is what we do.
Okay, which one of you losers nicked my deodorant?
Who'd want to smell like you?
Who would it smell like you?
Nice, mature.
Zip it, shrimpy.
Dan, eat a Snickers.
Why?
Because you turn into a right diva when you're hungry. Better? Better.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers. Get some nuts.
And now in German. Just because I can.
Okay, wer von euch Vollpfosten hat mein Deo geklaut?
Damit wir riechen wie du?
Wer möchte das nicht?
Hallo, wir?
Klappe, Stinker.
Tim? Iss ein Snickers.
Wieso?
Immer wenn du hungrig bist, wirst du zur Diva. Besser?
Besser. Du bist nicht du, wenn du hungrig bist. Snickers und der Hunger ist gegessen.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
I actually didn't have cable most of my life, so I really was at a struggle trying to find like something that like I even knew. Like everyone around me was like, you should do this commercial, you should do this commercial. I'm like, I've never seen that commercial in my life. I chose a fun one. I love Tootsie Pops. I've always loved Tootsie Pops. That commercial is one of the few things that came through on my fuzzy little like snatching random cable channels that would come through on the like receiver.
We're happy little Vegemites,
as bright can be. We all enjoy our Vegemite for breakfast, lunch, and tea.
Our mummies say we're growing stronger every single week because we love our Vegemite. We all adore our Vegemite. It puts a rose in every cheek.
Everyone has their way of eating Vegemite, even straight from the jar. But there's one thing we all agree on: we love our Vegemite.
By the end of it, I was like, I don't know if I still like Vegemite.
Now we want to hear from you. Yes, you, the gay person watching this right now. Linked in the description of this video is a Google form that you may fill out until Thursday, October 5th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Huh, that was weird. You can then vote for the winner of this week's side quest. Who do you think had the best commercial lip sync? The winner of the side quest will receive a $25 cash prize, which is an amount of money that they could win.
For the round 4 main battle, our warriors will participate in a commercial success challenge. The warriors have to create their own product and sell it to us in an entertaining and unforgettable commercial that is 1 to 2 minutes long.
Now, let me be clear, this is a branding challenge, not a comedy challenge. So while they do have to be entertaining, we're not necessarily looking for comedy. We want to see them show off their engaging personalities and their persuasion skills by selling us their product. This product can be literally anything, so we want to see these people get creative.
And on the runway, category is As Seen on TV. Yes, the warriors have to present a cosplay look of their favorite film or television characters. This does not have to be exact recreation. We want to see the character dragged up. Now let's just eavesdrop and see how the warriors are doing setting this challenge up.
So our main battle is the product infomercial, commercial, other urshals. I'm so excited about it. My product is essentially a continuation on my Orbit's black hole commercial. And so I'm doing Orbit's wormhole. I felt really confident because it's a product commercial. It's right up my alley. It's branding, which I feel like I have a very strong brand. I just felt confident that I could nail this challenge.
So I think the clearest brand of the entire cast is Orbit.
Orbit.
I mean, it's in her name. It's a part of the brand. She's like this extraterrestrial, interstellar, alien girly pop.
The Orbit brand is, I mean, I say it all the time, I'm the retro-futuristic alien doll. It's retro, it's future, it's groovy, it's campy, and it's smart, funny, but also absurd. Ooh, maybe I can count on like someone wasn't wearing mascara or something. I don't know. Maybe I can count on like someone's bobby pin was showing. Like I'm just hoping that like nitpicking and all that can bring me to a win.
I think Christy has a very clear brand, but it's not very unique. I think she's very polished and she's amazing at what she does, but I feel that everything she's done in this competition so far has been really predictable.
I would describe the CHRISTI brand as artistic, professional, dependable, and sickening. I feel like, okay, my accounts initially blew up because I started doing makeup on TikTok and online. Why not create something that I could literally see as an ad like on TikTok for like TikTok shop, or as an ad before like a YouTube video, or as like a campaign launch video on YouTube? Because I mean, eventually I would like to have my own makeup brand, or just putting it out there. Going into round 4, I'm feeling a little nervous. Not necessarily about the challenge, just more so about my ability to complete said challenge, because I've been facing a lot of challenges in my personal life. And one thing about me is like, I'm not someone who's gonna give up on myself when I know there's something that I wanna do. Especially with this challenge, I may have faced like a lot of like personal stuff with like moving and having to dig all my drag out of storage and having no time and all that stuff. I just want to be able to present something that I'm proud of. I just have to kind of present myself and present a product that I feel like represents me, and I feel like I did that. I'm really just trying to not let it affect my mental state too much, because if I do, I just can't let it make me flop. Like, I can't let it get me down. I just really want to do my best. Like, I went to this competition wanting to like serve and slay, and like I just want to be able to do that without like the confines of the rug constantly being pulled out from under me.
So my product overall, it all kind of started with these BMX looks. That was kind of what put me on the map in Chicago. So I thought, let's do something based off of those. I did my first one, and immediately I had people like Lucy Stool reaching out to me. I had people like Miss Toto reaching out to me for one. And it really started like its whole own brand. So I thought this was a great opportunity to kind of show all the stuff I've done to this point with it. So this week was As Seen on TV, and I chose to do Uhura, which for me is such an icon. She is one half of the first interracial kiss shown on television. She, as a Black person, pushed what Black people were doing in television so far. She was the first Black woman to really be shown as not like a maid or as a servant or as a help. She was shown as somebody of power. She was shown as somebody who had a spot and belonged there and deserved to be there. I mean, there's the whole story of how MLK told her that she has to keep doing this because of her representation. And honestly, without her, I just don't even know where Black people would be in media, which is so crazy to think about. And I know eventually it would have happened, but like, for her to be one of the first in a sci-fi and really get a show that like grabbed a big fan base, it really was a beautiful thing. And I actually became a really big Star Trek fan because of my boyfriend, which has also filmed all my runways, so thank you, Jonathan. It's a whole world that like just shows what could be and what we should strive to be. It gives so much hope, I feel like, watching it. They touch on so many social issues and they really break down like big concepts, so like even people who may have a prejudice towards somebody doesn't realize that they're teaching them that their prejudice is wrong, and it can change their whole mind view because they're using examples of aliens instead of people with different races. I always was obsessed with the costuming on the show. The lines, the details, the futurism in it all, the curves, the straight lines, like, I don't know, I'm such a little design freak in that sense of like, when I watch shows and movies, I'm looking at the outfits. I might miss the whole episode. I'm looking at the details in the outfits, how they were crafted, what kind of materials they were using, and it was always so interesting to watch. And to get to do a tribute to Uhura was really like, chef's kiss. I'm so happy with it.
I think that going into the competition with Shanida, I was expecting it to be hard in ways that it isn't, and easy in ways that it isn't. I think we've done well at supporting each other,
but obviously it's really hard being in competition with, you know, the person that you live with, the person that you love, and it's not even necessarily that I see Tyler as competition. It's more like, because we're both doing the same thing, like, it's really difficult to ask for help and to get help. Like, it's kind of been a bit difficult to balance the time and to like work out like, okay, who are we helping, who can do the recording for this, who can do the recording for that. And yeah, it's been a bit tricky trying to manage that, but besides that, it's been okay.
So I met Shanida for the first time at a drag bar.
Tyler was working as the DJ and it was my birthday.
Over the course of the evening, I had a drink or two and it loosened me up a bit. And she got on stage to play musical chairs. So I had to like press play and pause on the music, and I purposely made her win so that she would get a free shot, because I was like, oh, it's that girl's birthday. I wasn't thinking, you know, that much about it. I was just like, oh, it's her birthday, she should get, you know, she should get a free shot. So I made her win the game.
And at the end of the like drag show, Tyler came up to me and was like, oh, I heard it's your birthday. Would you like a song? Like, can I play a song for you? And I requested a song, and then we started chatting from there.
And mind you, there were like 3 other people on stage when they did the birthday shots. She's the only one I asked if they had a song request. I didn't pay attention to any of the rest of them. She like was not picking up. She was just like very like, oh, that's so nice, okay, thank you. And I was like, okay, like, straight girl.
We thought that interaction was very straight, even though it very clearly wasn't. Like, Tyler Noll was like putting it on heavy, but I just did not see that at all.
Well, later in the night, we were outside and I was talking to someone I just met, which turned out to be her friend, and he was asking me like, you know, do you know any of the guys here? Like, it's so hard to meet people. And I was like, no, do you know any of the girls here? It's so hard to meet people. And he was like, yeah, it's my friend's birthday over there. And I'm like, but she's not gay. And he's like, yes, she is. She's a whole ass lesbian. And I was like, what? Then she just wasn't interested in me.
Like, if that friend hadn't been there, we probably would have skirted around each other in the scene without really realizing that the other was also queer.
From there, like, I basically never left her house.
I kind of wish that Shanida had actually gone, because I feel that the relationship, that Tyler and Shanida's relationship, though it is the sweetest relationship ever, I feel like each other being in the competition has kind of pulled the other one down and has kept them from focusing on the competition to the extent that they would be able to.
Going into this round that was explicitly about branding, I felt confident because I know I have a very clear brand. I know what my brand is. It's all about activism. It's all about speaking up to the little guy. It's all about like being that superhero that I wish I would have had many years in the past. So I felt very confident in my brand. My product were poppers. They were poppers that turn you into a drag queen. And what more could you want, you miserable faggots? Rosa Gold was born in Colombia about 24 lovely years ago. And I lived the majority of my formational years in Saudi Arabia. So I grew up in two places and in a variety of places really that are not just explicitly anti-queer, but explicitly violent towards queer people. I didn't come out fully until I was 16, 17, which to be honest, still pretty young. And I lived my entire gender and sexual expression as a repression until I was about 16 and I moved to Canada. And it was here that I realized that there was so much more to the world than a very small picture of like masculinity, of what it meant to be gay. I was very active politically throughout my entire middle school, high school, and university days. I was part of student councils, I was part of debate, Model United Nations. I really had an idea that I could change the world. My life kind of turned on a dime my second year of university. I had, very sadly, I went through 3 very harsh instances that kind of changed my perspective to political activism, but particularly like queer activism. I was physically assaulted by 2 men on the streets for wearing drag, for being in drag, for having a little bit of an eyeliner and a dress on. They beat the shit out of me, and they beat kind of like a fear of my queerness into my, like the deepest trenches of my soul. I still think about like the shit that they would say to me as I was laying on the floor. They just told me that I was a faggot. They told me that I was useless. They destroyed me. I was pretty badly concussed for a couple weeks after. And so, yeah, that sucked. And then, yeah, you compound onto that same year, I had 2 different experiences with sexual violence. And one was a stranger, one was a friend. And it was harrowing. I lost all of my friends because of this. I lost all of my social circle. I was kicked out of leadership and executive positions. I was made to feel like a failure. I haven't been the same. Rosa was a much more chipper gal back then. David, hi, that's me, David. David had a hope in the world, in politics, in activism, and these people gutted me. They absolutely and completely gutted me inside out, and they made me feel pathetic and useless. And that's when I really found my drag. And ever since the first day that I put on a wig, I said to myself, this isn't for you. This is never gonna be just for you. What you do in drag, what you do every time that you step on a stage, every time you put on a wig, every time you strap on a heel, is for that faggot who was lying on the floor, for that little boy who was told that like he wasn't that type of gay, for that man that was assaulted and was made to feel like his sexual existence didn't matter. Because that's not just me, that's hundreds of people, thousands, tens of thousands, millions of queer people around the world have it just as hard, if not harder. And it was my dedication to myself and to my drag that my drag wasn't for me. My drag was for my community. My drag was for my family. My drag was for queer people everywhere. And that is why Rosa Gold, beside the shade, the cuntiness, the fashion, the glamour, Rosa Gold is an activist and is all about queerness and is all about demonstrating that queerness and love and pride and joy can come from some of the worst things that can happen to a person.
So Bobby Uranus is all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, mainly the rock and roll part. Bobby comes from Robert Plant, and Uranus comes from Freddie Mercury. Those are the foundations. Classic rock is the foundation of Bobby. So my dad, I grew up with my dad. He was always listening to the Grateful Dead, Led Zeppelin. Like, he has all these original, like, first edition albums, and it was just always stuff that I've listened to. I've never been as crazy about pop music. I feel that a lot of classic rock music's really timeless. It still sounds good today, still sounds better than a lot of the stuff that's on the radio today. I really wanted to make something that was actually something useful, and I do have a good amount of experience with prop making, and, you know, making something that actually does something. As a drag king, you know, Packers, they're a thing, and I think the idea of having an inflatable one makes the effect more realistic because, you know, erection.
So my mind instantly went to, like, I'm gonna do a packer because, like, penises are funny. And so I was, like, confidently making my product, writing my script, and then in the group chat people started to share what their product was, and Bobby said he was gonna do a packer, and I was like, oh shit.
So I just learned Tyler is also doing a packer, and it is the Wednesday before our main challenge is due, and I just finished writing the script today.
No, we cannot have this. So, like, I slid into Bobby's DMs and I'm like, dude, what are we gonna do? I've been working on it and he'd been working on it. Like, we'd both, like, created the product and we'd both written scripts. Like, neither of us had filmed anything yet, so it was kind of like, who's gonna get, like, you know, get this product?
For once in my life, can I have an original thought? When I say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, I'm thinking about Robert Plant moaning into your headphones, not flat out, dicks out, whereas Tyler's is very much about, like, sex, nakedness, and this is the thing, is that we really are trying to set each other apart, and, like, Tyler's and my drag is very different, and some people see all drag kings as exactly the same. And in this competition, where we are given the same platform as all the queens, I still feel less appreciated than the queens by the fan base.
Coming into this competition and getting this platform, part of what, like, has made it so kind of difficult and tense for me has been the fact that I feel like I'm representing drag kings in a way that we're not always, like, seen, in a space that we're not always seen, and to an audience that doesn't always notice or care about us. And so, like, I feel the pressure of, like, trying to represent 4 drag kings and to show people, like, what we're capable of. And that's crazy because I'm, like, a little baby king still, so I'm like, that's a lot of pressure on me. I was like, I don't want people to see, like, if we do the same product, for people to just have ammunition to say, like, oh, drag kings are all the same, or, like, you know, they're not original, they don't have their own ideas, or whatever.
In drag, my pronouns are he, him. If you're talking about me in relationship to Bobby, if I'm wearing a feminine, look, my drag pronouns are still he, him, not they. If I'm fucking with gender, my pronouns in drag are still he, him. To me, using they or she pronouns in drag, though those are my pronouns out of drag, any drag queens you see on Drag Race, they're always referred to as she. Except, like, if they say otherwise. It just makes me know that I'm not the usual contestant in this competition. Also, just kind of when people are like, oh, the queens, oh, the queens are giving. It's like, what about the kings? Like, maybe you meant to include us, but, like, still, like, I've never really saw king drag and queen drag as anything different. Like, we're all here to fuck with gender. Tyler and I are really here to show the drag king community and what the drag king community means.
The people who are here for us, I think, are really here for us. I feel like we might have not gained as many followers, but the followers we've gained are people who are going to continue following us and, like, really invest themselves in us, which is, like, a nice feeling, because I've had some, like, nice people reach out and tell me how much they like my drag. I've had somebody tell me, hey, you know, this is gonna sound awful, but I didn't really care about drag kings until I started watching Drag Duel, and I didn't think that drag kings were really like very interesting at all, and because of you and Bobby, I've realized that that was wrong, and I'm really living for you, and can you recommend me some other kings that I could follow, because I feel bad about having like dismissed you before, which was like so nice, and it was like really affirming, because I'm like, that's what I came here to do, to spread the love of drag kings to an audience who like doesn't see us or hasn't had a chance to see us at least.
Trying to look out for Tyler, you know, trying to change it.
So I have this idea of doing instruments that double as weapons, and that's where I'm at right now. It's scary going back to square one this late.
Okay, great. Then I can do my original idea that's gonna be fun. And then literally on like the due date on the filming day for me, he messages me saying, hey, I'm really sorry, I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna go with the Packer anyway.
Here's the thing, I'm going back to the Packer. Tyler and I are trying to make it known that all drag kings are not the same. Tyler has a Packer, I have a Packer that inflates. And I don't want to be like called out for being the person who doesn't have any original ideas, because I clearly do. I've come up with a bunch of other ideas, but they have not stuck. And I know that I promised Tyler that I would change my products. If we're both doing the same product, one of them's going to be in the bottom, and I don't think it's going to be me. I'm really sorry about that, Tyler. I don't want to do this to you, but this is a competition. I need to think about my place in it. Expecting me to do a whole new product, do the same challenge all over again with only a few days left is a lot to ask. The biggest thing about my experience with Bobby is taking care of me and putting me first. And that's what I have to do right now. And that's really what my brand is. Bobby has always been about putting myself first.
I don't know what to do right now. Like I'm at the final hour. I need to change my entire product, make a new product, make a new script. Oh no, what the hell? What am I gonna do?
That is all from this week. If you want access to a bunch of extra content, including unseen lip syncs, behind the scenes footage, unedited confessional, and to watch the episodes a day early with us, the judges, well then go subscribe to our Patreon and support the Drag Duel production.
Be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube so you don't miss next week's episode, where our contestants will be showing us their incredible commercial success challenges and their as seen on TV runways.
We will be joined by an extra special guest, a marketing genius, a winner of few Drag Race US and multiple international Drag Race franchises. Bible Girl is in the house, yes!
Also, big news, for those of you interested in competing next season, auditions for season 2 are officially open. Head to the link in the description to find out how you can apply for season 2. Auditions close on December 9th, so don't wait. It comes up quick, and there's a lot to do. Think you can handle it? Show us, bitch.
Now keep in mind that does come with hanging out with Derek and Zelda, so like $2,500. Seeing Derek's face, you decide.
Until next time, I've got something in my pants. I don't know what it is, and I can't get it out. I'm ZELDAVOX.
See you all in the next one. I'm gonna go get drunk with the girls.
Special thanks to patrons Michael Cruikshank and Woodcrafted Essentials.